Yeah. Sorry, I was like, what is he trying to do?
Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Kick. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Discord. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Manpoor. Good morning, Man Bear Bull.
Morning.
Good morning, A90S. Good morning, Rat Killer. Hopefully that's everybody. I don't know. Oh, good morning, Sunny. Just saw you showed up. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning, OKOU. Yeah, I already knew your name before. But good morning, man. Which of these would you have traded? Oh, let me see what you got going on. Let me pull this up on my other screen. I cannot see that. From that high to that low. That was I only tried to trade number 2. And the reason that I traded that, Paul, the first one I missed. Okay? So, the first one there I missed, which was a good trade. You actually could have ran that and chased a stop and went all the way up. Hopefully Paul's still here and listening. The second one, I tried to trade because if you would have blown out, we had a 1 hour wick that was not on that candle. So I was looking for a 1 hour bottom wick. So that gave me another reason to enter it. And what I did was I waited for the 30-minute candle to put a top wick, and then I traded it down. But that second volume profile on the 5-minute was a perfect trade. The reason I did not enter straight off the volume profile, Paul, was because I didn't get a wick back up. So I tried to take advantage of the flip. So I entered on the flip and managed and got out of the position right just a little bit above POC. So yes, I traded the second one. Not like that, because what I look for on that second one, as you look at it there in the middle, right, is I look for a close and then a wick up to enter me. I never got the wick up, so I couldn't enter off volume profile. So instead I took the 30-minute flip and I traded it down to POC. Does that make sense? And the third one
Yes,
there,
it does.
the third one I never got a close, and if you would have measured the third one out, there was only a set. I mean, I don't know what it was by the time it played right here on your screen, but I think it was only 7 ticks for POC. So the stop loss was far too great. So the third one I didn't even get involved in. Like I said, the first one I was doing TA, never had an opportunity. The second one I did trade, but not exactly like that because it didn't wick value area high to give me an entry. And the third one, there wasn't enough meat on the bones to trade. So, but asking if they're valid, yes. Every single one of those was valid if you just took them on the run. You know what I mean? If you just took them on the break, then every single one of them was a good one. Hey, Stocks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Good morning, ma'am. So that's where we're at on that. And I tried to get my screen. Manpoor. What happens is when I put my trading view screen on, and then I load. Of course, you guys don't know this, but I have to load my trading view screen and my Ninja Trader screens every single morning when I start the live stream. And I loaded trading view, and I was late this morning, as you know, so I just transitioned my trading view straight onto the screen so that we could start doing TA. And then when I loaded my Ninja Trader after I was done with TA, I never hit the transition button. So if I don't hit the transition button, then when I minimize my screen just like this, it won't be there. You see what I'm saying? That makes it, yeah. So, because I took that trade this morning and it actually wasn't on here. So I wasn't live on that screen, and that's where the problem comes in at. So if I don't hit the transition button, then it's not there. If I hit the transition button, then it's there. So that's why it wasn't there. I'm sorry about that. That's part of how it swaps, but I need to get better at this stuff. Maybe import's not here. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. He's here. He's here. Daily open question mark. I don't know. Stocks, I guess. I don't even know what daily open is. Not gonna lie. I think we opened. Well, yeah, I do, because we opened up here. Yeah, that's. I mean, I guess maybe. I'm not particularly looking for that, but maybe. But not currently. But doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Essentially, all we did was come up, make an M, come back down, and test this level right here. So that's where we're at. So here's the bounce. Everybody went long right here. Why? Because this is support. So is it going to hold or is it not? Currently, we don't know. You know, if we grab support here, which we have not done yet, and moves the way up, then comes back and tests that support, right? We've got no support yet. So essentially, we've pushed up. We put this as support as a bounce, which you know is going to happen. Why? Because everybody's long. However, for me, I want to see a support put in now, whether it be here to make a higher low and break the highs or something to even consider going up. Right now, you know for a fact you're going to see this as support. Why are you going to see this as support? Because everybody traded long. That doesn't necessarily mean that it held. That just means that everybody went long there. So where their stop losses, I mean, they're right here. All their stop losses are sitting right here. So will them be ran? Depends. Are we going to make support and continue up and re-break these highs for a higher low and a higher high? Or are we going to come back down here and start testing this again and see those longs, you know, trying to do everything they can to hold their position? You see what I'm saying? I mean, the market only runs a few ways, right? So here's what you're looking at currently. Obviously, you can see a W play here, hold, and come up like this, yeah. But it's just as easy to see this play out, just the same. And it breaks through here and grabs these shorts, or grabs these stops. Sorry. So there's nothing saying that we're going up currently. Is in my opinion, not to that degree to go all the way back up to daily open, but that's me. If you have a reason to see that we're going back up and you have something in your strategy that says that, you know, we're going to the daily high or daily open, then absolutely. For me, I have absolutely no reason to believe that. If anything, I assume we come back down here and at least test this area again, and then we see if it holds or not. I mean, but again, that maybe not. Maybe we grab support right here. We find support and we continue our way up, and that's our higher low, right? But it has to show something. Right now, we're essentially doing nothing. So we haven't grabbed support. We haven't did nothing yet. All we've done is hit this area, and you know longs are going to be there. So longs are going to be in. Traders are going to trade there. So we don't necessarily know that. I mean, that's why you get M's and W's and everything else when you come up and you test these areas. Everybody's going to enter the market here. It just is what it is. That doesn't mean that they held though. There's no way of knowing that. We consolidate sideways here first, and then give a wick to the top side and grab all the stops, and then move down. You know, and you'll see it. Your hour candle will come in, maybe half an hour. You could say 9:30 candle, possibly. It's 9:30 now. You consolidate sideways. I mean, doesn't have to be 9:30. Just saying. And you're looking at something like this, sideways consolidation. Then you get a nice wick that pops up here, grabs all the stops, and then flips the candle. I mean, that's a pretty good sign that we're going down. So it's just stuff like that. I mean, where your stop loss is sitting at. Obviously, if we consolidate here, your stop losses are going to be above and below. So you want to see them get hit one way or another. But currently, you got your stops are sitting right below here. Everybody that went long here. And of course, tons of traders went long here because they expect that support. But that's what makes it look. I'm bearish generally. Friday pump will stop hump. Yeah. Could very well be. I don't remember Friday. Not sure. 100 in profit to 100 in a second. TY's mental. Yeah, I've never even looked at it. Very possible, Sonny says. Alright. Let's just see if we have any opportunities. We're going to try to get, the whole thing is, it's really not, me, guys. I'm really not biased per se one way or another. I mean, as of right now, I've got no reason to believe that we're going up or down, and I try to make sure that I never believe that we're going up or down until I have a setup and an entry. Now, if I have a setup to go short and an entry to go short, then, now I'm considering we're going down. If I have a setup to go long and an entry to go long, then I'm considering we're going up. But currently, I don't have a setup or an entry, so all we're doing is waiting for our opportunity to execute. That's essentially where we're at currently. So I don't ever, if anybody shows up to the TA in the morning, sometimes I have an idea, of where we could go, and you can see it. I draw it up on the chart and show where we could go, or so on and so forth. I still don't really trade by that. I'll delete it all off the chart before we ever, open up live for NY Open, and then as the market moves, I'll say, anybody that was here saw what it was or what it wasn't. This morning wasn't one of those days. I have absolutely no bias at all. And even if I do draw those things up, I still try not to have any bias. I still try to trade whatever the market gives me, because once you start getting biases like that, and this is the reason that I never pay attention to, news other than when news is released. Exact same thing. So many guys say, oh, the news is bullish, and then, they go long. You can always find a reason to get involved, guys. I'm not kidding you. If you are looking at a chart and you believe that it's going to go up, I promise you can find a reason to go long. It's not that hard. Just look at the chart. I can give you 5 reasons to go long and 5 reasons to go short at any given time in the chart. Does that mean you should be long or short? Absolutely not. And that's why you don't want to have bias, because once you start getting it in your head that it's definitely going up, then you'll easily find reasons to go long, and you'll miss the reasons that you should have shorted. So just let the chart tell you. Sit there and look at it with a neutral thought process, and let the chart tell you whether you need to go long or short. That's my opinion. Good morning, Cypher A. They usually test daily or weekly open once. Oh, they always test weekly open, yeah. Yeah, but you know what happens a lot of times, stocks, I'm not saying that it happens now, but a lot of times what will happen is we move away from it all week. Sonny, you can tell me this, right? So what will happen, and again, not saying we're going down right now, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying in order to put your bias in check here, a lot of times what will happen is you come down like this is your retest down here, and what you get is a move down, and then on Wednesday what happens, you put in your double bottom, she comes back up for your midweek reversal, and by Friday, where are we? Right back where we started, which makes you feel really, really bad for these guys that love to invest. Because here what they did is they invested in gold and they held it, and the whole week passes and they've made absolutely nothing. Because we're right back where we started. And it happens that way most weeks. You'll start on Monday, Sunday actually, right? You get your weekly open and she pushes up, 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 or down, 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 and then by Friday, with midweek reversal comes in. You want to say the market model, the market maker model, whatever you want to say. You push down, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you get your midweek reversal. Thursday and Friday, she pushes back up, and Friday, she taps the weekly open again. And it happens like this a lot. Does it happen like that every week? Absolutely not. But I've said this time after time, how the weekly open a lot of the times gets retested on Fridays, normally because we push away from it and then come back. Again, not a way to trade, not something to get your head stuck in, just an idea of how things can happen. So you're not thinking, you know, well, she's got to come back and test weekly open. Well, not necessarily until Friday. We got a long week ahead of us, so it can happen at any time. 100 in profit to minus 100 in a second. Yeah. Yeah, Paul. That happens sometimes. All right, what we got? Feels like an imbalance up. Late shorts to be spanked. Maybe. I don't know. Tested later in the week. Yep, exactly. So I don't really try to, again, as I say that, we just went over last week predictions. I don't trade predictions, right? And then everybody says, well, that doesn't make any sense. I don't trade predictions. I only trade reactions. Can I predict the market? Absolutely. I draw it up on morning TA all the time. So here's the prediction. However, I still don't trade it. I only trade reactions. It's just me. You know, that doesn't mean that anybody else shouldn't, or whatever the case may be. I mean, I predict it time and time and time again too. I just don't trade it because I predict it. Just because I predict here, this is what's going to happen. We're going to, you know, hit here, reject, and come back down. And I know this is going to happen. I draw it out of my chart, and then everybody's like, well, why didn't you take the trade? Why would I take the trade? Just because I predicted it absolutely means absolutely nothing. I need a setup. I need an entry. Discipline. Yep, discipline. And that's what I call it. People try to say psychology. I call it discipline. Sorry. FOMO is trading the prediction. And it is and it ain't. I mean, the predictions, a lot of guys are predicting things, you know, pretty precisely, and that's fine, but you still need to set up an entry, in my opinion. You still want to have something rather than just, okay, I predicted it, so let's go. I still need to set up an entry, and that would always be a reaction. The setup and the entry is always a reaction for me. But always waiting for that. I'm taking a week break. Revenge trade twice. Already back. Taking a week break now? Oh, he's gone already. All right, Paul. Back in a while. Okay. Oh, a wee break. Okay, thank you, man, for. Yeah. I thought it was just a misspell. You're right. See you in a bit, Paul. I think Manpour's my translator. I really do. He is Irish after all. Like I said, I think you're my translator, Manpour. I swear. Kinda hybrid. I trade predictions, but also live market orders based on reaction, kind of hybrid. Gotcha. All right. So, what can we do with this? Yeah, you just want to make sure that you have a reason for entering stocks. I mean, you want to make sure that you have a setup. You want to make sure that you have an entry. You know, we can say, okay, well, here we are, and you know, we broke above. You know, what is that? Friday's lows. So essentially we came down. We started off in Friday's range. You know, we broke Friday's lows, and now have come back up into it. And somebody can say, okay, so what was that? Well, that was a fake out below Friday's lows. So now we're going up. Okay. You know, if that's how you feel about it, then I guess go ahead and full port long. Why not? But that's not enough for me. So I can get, like I said, we can go over a million reasons to say it is what it is. See, we broke below Friday's lows, so they grabbed the stops, and now they're pushing price back up. We're going to go up and hit the weekly open, you know, daily open like you're talking about. We held here. We've already held support with this wick. Now we came up. We got no bottom wick on this candle, so therefore we're going to put a bottom wick on here. Going to find support here and push up. Well, maybe, you know, but do we know that yet? No. So there's a million reasons to go long. There's a million reasons to go short at any given time if you want to. For me, I believe that we have stop losses below the lows. Well, I know we have stop losses below the lows. I guess I don't believe that. And now I need support. Somewhere there needs to be something saying that we're going up, like I said, you know, when you first asked. And currently we have no support. We had an exact level get hit. People went long. And now we're waiting to find support in order to make a move up if we're going to go up, right? So currently that hadn't happened. All we did was long orders came in and there's stops below. So all joking aside, I'm more apt to find a short position here than a long position. Just being honest. Again, am I just going to jump in short? No. But currently, I'd be more considering a short right this second. So that's just me. Oil's about to hit my TP. Beautiful, Sonny. Very, very, very nice. Hopefully that makes sense, Stocks. Like I said, you haven't been to a ton of live streams, so but the more you show up, the more you'll see what I'm carrying on about. If you were about to take a short, what would your TP be? Well, if you were about to take a short currently, you'd want to take TP1 at the lows because that's where everybody's entries are. And then you want to chase your stop once it breaks those lows because that's when the stops are going to get hit and you're going to see a nice push to the downside. Viper, eh? So essentially what you're doing is you're shorting into all the traders' orders. Where their orders sitting, their orders are sitting right here. All your traders that are trading this, all their orders are currently right here. So this is where they entered. And their stop losses are right here. They're right below these lows. So everybody's got stops sitting here. So currently, this is the money, right? So that's where the money's sitting. So is it going to hold again? Possibly. So if you were shorting here, you want to short TP1, testing these lows here, so that you're out, stops in profit, and then you drag a stop, and where's your next level? You're probably going to come back down and test this area here. So you should be able to push down through these stops if she breaks. Now, am I saying that all the traders are going to get wiped out on Monday? Probably not. Normally the traders win on Monday. That's why I love Fridays so much, because normally the traders get completely burnt on Fridays, Cypher, eh? Normally what they do is they let the traders have to make money, right? It's like the casino. If every time anybody went to the casino, they never won, and they're never going to go back. This market's no different. It's just like that. So traders have to win. So normally they use days like Monday. Monday's a good day for traders to get involved and trade back and forth and make their money and get themselves all hyped up for the week. So that's just how it works, Cypher, eh? Stocks, it's funny you say that. I told my wife this morning. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. And that's normally how it works. And that's why so many guys will talk about how well they trade on Mondays and Tuesdays and things like that. And then Fridays they get wrecked. They give it all back. Well, that's the whole point. But that would be what I'd do. I would short down into it. A lot of people are looking at this pattern right here. This, you know, double bottom, W, order block, support, whatever you want to say here. So you'll see them come back in here, and that's why this will either hold or won't. And again, you'll either hold, and you come up to this area here, and you'll reject, not reject, or you won't hold, and you'll fall through here. So, regardless, if you're already short, it doesn't matter which one it does. It makes absolutely no difference, Cypher, eh? Your TP is taken by the time you test this support again, or this demand, or this order block, or whatever in the world you want to call it, And the traders will probably come in, the ones that aren't involved yet. And if they're trying to get more traders involved, then you're going to see a bounce here. You'll see a bounce, and what will you have? Well, what you'll have is more stop losses under this area. Again, when are they going to take advantage of those? You don't really know. She could sit here and run sideways, building more orders here before it pops and breaks them. But it is Monday, so you may see not a lot of manipulation like that today, but who knows? Friday is the best. Yes, Friday is the best, Sonny. I agree. I was aiming till 23.25 near the daily fair value gap. Okay. 23.25 on futures or on XAU, because I don't have the XAU chart. There's a lot of people that'll trade XAU, yeah. There's a lot of people that'll trade that. Fair value gap's the same as a vector candle, which is the same as a single print on a TPO chart. So it's all just a inefficiency. So there'll be a lot of people trying to trade that way as well. If I stop trading after I wreck Steve once or twice a week, I'd be rich by now. But I overtraded too much. Greed, yeah. Yeah. But stocks, the biggest thing is, the first thing is realizing that you have a problem. That's the first step. No. All joking aside, though, when you see that stuff, I mean, obviously you start bettering your trading by seeing it and knowing that it's there, right? Do I use much TPO? I used to run TPO charts every day, man, Bear Bowl. I used to post them every day, but really nobody was very in tune with it. So I stopped doing it. I felt like I was spending a lot more time for people not to be involved, honestly. But yeah, I mean, okay, my channel BTC is valid if 61,750 holds as support, Sonny says. All right, guys. If you were on Sonny's channel, he shared his TA there, so make sure you all are paying attention. Calling it out live here. Thank you, Sonny. But yeah, man, Bear Bowl, I just don't use TPO. I mean, I don't need a TPO chart, me myself, because I see it all in the candles. With that being said, JJ, that's all he used. He was an order flow trader. So, I mean, and that's basically where I picked up most. I mean, a very large percentage of my trading was from him, and yeah, but I don't need order flow so much. I do it for the guys that do use order flow. I mean, even when I was, doing crypto, I had Excel charts and everything, but I don't find it advantageous over candles. However, there's a lot of people that can't see the candles as I do, if that makes sense, right? So if you can't see it building in the candles, you definitely need an order flow chart or a TPO chart to help you recognize where orders are coming in and out of. It's just like everything else, whatever resonates more with you is exactly what you should use, man, Bear Bowl. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a TPO chart. But what you'll see is, your TPO is a single print. I mean, if you understand TPO charts and you understand that, a single print is the same thing as a vector candle. I mean, it's the same thing on a chart. If you understand vector candles. you know, which I assume you do. So, yeah. So it's the exact same thing. And then, you know, as you come into a fair value gap, it's essentially the same thing too. And, you know, and that's why your 0.5s at these areas get tested so much on a, you know, on a chart. You'll see the 0.5s get tested of a fair value gap in a vector candle instead of getting completely closed. We all know why, because everybody expects that inefficiency to be filled. And if you look at it, that's going to be your market structure as well. If you look at a fair value gap, right? Fair value gap just means the volume came in. That's it. So if volume comes in to push a candle, then obviously that volume is going to create an inefficiency in, you know, in the chart because volume came in. So that means that you only had buyers or sellers on that particular area in the chart, right? And if you don't have both sides, it's efficiency. It's an inefficiency. It has to come back and be covered. So it looks like a single print on a chart. It looks like a fair value gap on a chart. It looks like a vector candle on a chart because all it is volume pushing one way, right? But what do you need in order to break a level? You know, support, resistance, order block, supply, demand, market structure. What do you need? You need volume. So what you'll see on every inefficiency, I'm not going to say all three of them again, you guys know what I'm getting at now. Every inefficiency, what you will see is that at the 0.5 is going to be market structure to the left. Why? Because it needed volume to push through that level. So the volume comes in, it pushes through the level. You know, even Artie will call it a big ass candle. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but it's all still the same thing. It's the volume that you need to break a level. And once these levels are broken, then it'll normally come back and test that level. You know, sometimes it just falls apart. Why does it just fall apart? Normally that's more of a fake out, but you'll see normally when fake outs happen, you don't get that push through the level. And that's where the difference comes in at. Is it always? No. That's why I don't try to share that with everybody, because everybody says, well, how do you know the difference between a breakout and a fake out? You know, if you want to look at it that way, well, breakout, normally you're going to see a high volume push when it breaks. A fake out normally, and again, don't trade by this. Make sure you have a setup and an entry. But normally what you'll see is just a closure rather than a nice push out of an area. So push through a level, whatever you want to say. Normally you won't see those things. Then they'll come back and they'll test it. You know? Got it like a staircase or levels on an apartment or office building or whatever. And I mean, normally you're going to see a push through. Let's say we're going up, you see a push through the ceiling. You come back down and you test what? Well, now it's the floor. Why? Because the ceiling, if you push through the ceiling, well, the next level, you're on the floor. So now you got to test the floor to make sure the floor will hold. Then you come back up and you push back through the next ceiling if that's what you're doing, or else you just keep banging your head and falling floor to ceiling, floor to ceiling, floor to ceiling. You know, that's what a range is. That's what a level is. That's what it's market structure at the end of the day. Makes sense. Okay. Yep. Like I said, if you see it better on a TPO chart, then by all means. Funny thing, and I don't even know if you know JJ or not. I mean, I know you were over at Tactical Analysis, but JJ was on as a guest on TJ's live stream, and that's what actually, had me go and work with JJ. And he was a market maker for like 20-30 years. And he uses only order flow. Doesn't even understand a candlestick chart. He calls it a candle wax chart. I mean, so it's whatever works better for you. If you like an order flow chart, then by all means, some people get this, you know, thought that one's better than the other or whatever case may be. And I don't feel that way. I've used both. I've used order flow. I've used candles. I've used, you know, whatever. I don't feel like there's a big difference between them, honestly. For me, I don't feel like there's one that is more advantageous than the other, but that's me. It's all in how they work for you, you know. It's all in how it resonates with you. So take all this stuff off. This was just what I was showing Cypher A there, so X. Let's see. Let's look at it. Yeah. Hello, ma'am. Hello from Greece. Beautiful. Glad to have you. Music here. The music here makes rolling a cigarette a joy. That's good. I just changed that not too long ago. Using the strat I'm in, A90S, you're long. I assume. Casually, but only I rolled Virginia Gold. Feeling classy. Yeah. Yep, you're long. Good job. Good job, A90S. Yeah, it's a perfect entry. For anybody that, you know, can enter without the close, it's a great entry. I'll go ahead and put it on there since you're in. I assume you're gonna grab TP2 up here, but TP1. I look for a close and then a retest. Would be about right there. I just missed that drawing it in, but yeah. Yeah, I want that bottom wick first. That wick. If so, I'll enter here with you. How about that? Okay. It'll probably play. You'll probably be good. It'll probably play A90S, honestly. Like to get... We'll be in profit and out before I ever get an entry. Yep. It's wherever you want to, A90S. For me, I like POC, but on this position, you're so far from POC. I mean, it's completely up to you, though. By the time you get to POC, you're going to be, 50 ticks in profit almost. So, I would think about managing the position on your way up. I mean, but that's me. Because you do have this consolidation here, that I kind of try to reject from there. This is Friday's low, so you have a few levels that you're kind of messing with here, but completely up to you. You manage the position the best way you feel fit, honestly. Break even was 23.51. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. Pull that up then. This is A90S's position, guys. Again, I can still see it coming up to POC and hitting, and then it's up to you whether taking profit too is at the high, at the value area high, or you run it and it moves up. I mean, I assume you start banging around once you get up to POC, I'll be honest with you, just because you're here. Oh, you're out? Okay. Oh, I see. You're already out. All right. Gotcha. There's nothing wrong with that, though. Oh no, you just got break even, didn't you? It's alright. It's alright. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe it goes back down from here. Who knows? Just pulling something here. You're in Manpour. There you go. Well, beautiful. Want to see it push up for sure. Let's go. That's essentially what that position was this morning. Well, you guys need to tell me if I should write it up or not. Unfortunately, I would normally add it to my wins on the on-stream wins, but the problem was when I transitioned it, actually, it wasn't until after Manpour told me that it wasn't showing. So, although I did take it live, the actual entry itself wasn't showing, sadly. So, bad deal. Took 3 stops today, Manpour says, so I'm still in the red. Stopped in profit. Well, at least this one stopped in profit. Have the downside from here. Okay. Still not in love with that bottom wick. Down to about here. Problem is, at this point, we almost made POC already. Oh no, we still got a ways, I guess. Horrible. If it did come down, which I don't think I'm going to get my entry, I'll be honest with you. But eventually like that. Don't think I'm going to get it. Alright, see you in a minute, Ampler. Yes. Krakos. I trade every day, live Monday through Friday. I start TA and I do silent TA and trading at like, 7:30, 8 o'clock NY time. And then I open mic around NY open. So I come in and do all my TA and everything live as well. I guess I can take this off because you were already out of it 890S, but we'll see if we can get back down here or not. Hate that it already went up some. What was that noise? Anybody else hear that? I guess not. Manpower's not here, so nobody's here to make any noise. I don't know what that noise was, where it came from. Good morning, Max. Don't matter if you're a bit late. You're fighting a snake in your backyard. Oh my jeez. I hope you won. I mean, I guess you're here, so. You don't lose? Okay, okay. Fair. Fair enough, fair enough. Roaring Kitty is back for another pump and dump. I think we have news, if I remember correctly, for a lot of the rest of the week. So hopefully we'll get some nice movement. Today there's no news, so it's going to be a bit slow, but hopefully after today we'll get some nice movement. One, so it was Kite and Boa for me. Oh jeez. Max. I assume it to be slow today, though. Just my opinion. We've got no news and don't have much of nothing, so I think it will be slow. I think this week though we're supposed to have a fair bit of news. If I remember correctly, somebody said there was supposed to be a pretty heavy news week. So you guys know I love that. Yes, Max VC is empty today. I don't know what it is. I guess it's Monday. People aren't back from the weekend or something. There is not a lot of people involved today, so seems like we go through that. Normally start off slow and then more people come in as the week progresses. I will tell you guys, if we don't have news days and things aren't happening, I'm probably going to, shut down earlier this week. Last week unless we have conversation, right? If we're having conversation and all's doing well, then great. But I feel like last week, I was spending a lot of time just sitting here. We weren't doing much of nothing. I was staying until, 3:30, and there was just nothing going on. It was just super nothing. And I hate to just sit here and waste everybody's time and everything else. So I think this week, unless we have news events rocking and rolling, or we're in interesting price action and stuff like that, I think probably by noonish I'll probably shut it down and go on from there. Like I said, if there's good price action, completely different, but we spend a lot of hours just doing a lot of nothing, and I think, unfortunately, some people get bored on top of all of it, and that could be some of what runs people off, because we just sit here and don't do a lot. So, what are you looking at, Max? we got here? It is old gold spot. Yeah. Maybe AMC is gonna pump. Fishing can't force it. You are absolutely right, man, Bear Bowl. I think some people get bored though. So I took the whole weekend off. I don't know if... Yeah, I agree, man, Bear Bowl. It is what it is. I took the whole weekend off. I don't know how many people caught up on that or didn't catch up on that, but I was not... I didn't even turn my laptop on. Then I ended up with stuff that I ended up having to do after all of it. I was trying to take a break, honestly. And I ended up working harder this weekend than other weekends. Nothing to do with Discord or anything online at all. So, yes. A90S, if you're asking me, yes, I am in Florida. Yeah, I'm in NY time zone. But right now for me it's 10:23 a.m. I ended up working harder around my house and having a lot more things to do, you know, basically out in the yard and stuff like that than I anticipated. So I definitely did not get a rest, but I did disconnect. Yeah, noon sounds good to me. Yeah, A90S, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, everything really slows down at noon. Everything stops, and then what we do every day is at noon, we say, okay, well, it's lunch, and hopefully at 1 something will happen. And you know as well as I do, nothing does. So, and then we end up staying here until 2, 3 o'clock, and nothing's happening, and there's really not a lot of discussion or conversation for the most part, and it's just, yep, NYC lunchtime break, yep, exactly, and everything goes slow then. Oh, man, I hadn't changed my ticker yet. Alright, Killer, where you at? Oh, look at these things. Okay, yeah, and what we keep thinking is that it's going to speed up after the lunchtime break, but it seems not to, Stocks. You're alright, Rat Kelly. Seems not to do anything. So, I spend a lot of, you know, hours just sitting here, not doing a whole lot, and I think, sometimes some of the people, you know, VC, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, whatever, you know, some of these guys start getting bored and so on and so forth. So I don't want to just stay around and waste time either. So I'm going to try to. It used to be that I closed down at 11 a.m. every morning, and I wasn't super happy about that. Not that it's not a fine thing to do. It's just a lot of times what would happen is there would be trade setups after, and a lot of people would be upset because, you know, I was essentially taking trades, talking about trades, and they didn't see it, didn't catch it, you know, everything else, and they would get upset. So I tried to stay longer, and in that, and it ended up being a lot of idle time, if you will. So on news days, when we got volume and things are moving, we'll stick around and try to take advantage of the market. When it's not, we'll try not to. Obviously, I'll always be here early for TA, silent TA, and trading in the morning. Obviously, I'll always be here for NY Open. It's just we may cut some of the streams shorter. I mean, we've been running 8-hour streams, you know, 6, 7, 8-hour streams on most days, and in times when stuff's just not doing much. So I hate to waste people's time anymore. And then if we're going over something, it's one thing. Got news, it's one thing. Price is moving, it's one thing. But I'm not going to say that we're going to be here until 2, 3 o'clock every afternoon, like I did weeks past. Alright, what are you showing me here? Max? Yeah, see, that's still a valid setup, honestly, Max. I was saying that earlier, but it's just kind of banging around. That's the only problem that I'm not super happy about there. Enter this, the gold trade. I didn't enter this one, no. I was expecting it to come back and test this level right here and come back up, but the vault is super slow. So A90S entered this back up and then ended up at like break even, and I was looking for it to come down and test this right here and then move up, and it did, but I mean, you see it's just super slow, super ugly, really. I asked, why did you expect it to come down? Yeah, you probably won't understand, but I'll show you. See that candle right there? I was expecting, because this candle had no bottom, not much of a bottom wick on it. It was only an 8-tick wick, and if you go back in the live stream, you'll see there was only an 8-tick wick on this candle when that entry happened. So I expected it to come down and test the 0.5 of previous candle wick, this black wick right here, and that's why my line's there. That probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, sadly, but that's why I expected to come down and test that before I move up, because this candle at the time only had a wick to about right there, which was very small. So expected that we'd come back down and test the wick on this candle, so I drew my line in where I expected to come back down to. I expect to retest and then I continue from there. And if you see on this time frame, what you do, you put in, you know, however you want to look at it, for you pattern traders out there, you know, it's a W or whatever, you know, it just depends on what system you trade. Others will say you came down into the demand area, other traders will say you came down into the order block. I mean, it's just on how you trade, right? So I was expecting that to come back down and retest before I move up. I drew it out. If you go a little bit further back in the stream, you'll see where I drew it up at. But You understand? Okay. All right. You've been here a lot, Max. You underestimate me. No, I don't. I do not underestimate you. You've been here a lot. It's just not everybody understands. Like I said, you've been here a lot, so you probably have picked up on a lot more than, you know, the people that haven't been here a lot. So therefore, I always got to kind of explain things to people in a way that is hopefully easy for them to understand and expect that, you know, they may not completely get it, right? Because I am dealing with people that don't exactly know, and a lot of times, you know, people that hadn't been here much and don't exactly understand how I look at things. So the candle, did it just push up? Yeah, pushed up with no bottom wick. Like ain't much either though, is it? 10 ticks. It's super nice to put a nice bottom wick on here and then flip and push up. Not gonna lie. If it still holds here again, I'm not gonna get involved in this price action and how it's moving, but this isn't a bad flip at all, probably. Just saying. 10 ticks, it'd be nice to come down and test. Let's see. There's your flip. Yeah, decent bottom wick. At least put on a higher top wick, which should probably get you to that POC we were looking for in the beginning. So, but we are messing with Saturday's or Friday's low still, so that is the issue. She's banging around a lot. You've got traders coming in here. See, trying to trade this thing. I have a fairly large bottom wick now, and if it is to flip to break the high, you're going to have a super, super big stop loss. So it's very hard to get involved here. The hour, you're just looking at a indecision doji candle. So like I said, I'm not trading it either way. Not much to do here. And we're still looking for potential stops. And this is the big problem that we've had since this morning. Like I said when I first started, we've still got our stops. There's still stops here. Go to a higher time frame. You know, you still can argue maybe support here. Very tough. I still think it's just longs entering. Very tough area, and it's super slow price action and absolutely no volume. Just tough currently, guys. At least for me, if you've got a, you know, if you've got a strat that gives you an entry here, absolutely. I've got a pretty good feeling we're probably just going to see sideways candles. You think CPI this Wednesday is a big deal? Yeah, I mean, I think that it'll bring volatility into the market. Yes, absolutely. I think it's going to be a great day to trade. I love news days. And those are my favorite days to trade, honestly, because you get a lot of movement, and I prefer there to be a lot of movement. The traders are sidelined. Well, yes and no. I mean, yeah, I think that people like to with people not wanting to trade because they don't know what's going to happen. You got the others that want to, you know, expect this, that, or the other, right? Yeah, it's not. You're absolutely right with that. You are absolutely right with that. It's not a straightforward situation at the moment. Nope. You are absolutely right with that. So I can see that. I mean, yeah, you got a lot of people that try to front run these things too. Like I said, the more risky traders want to get in before the move happens. So not so much today per se, but some people like to, you know, look at their thoughts and expect the forecast to be right, and they want to jump in front of that rather than waiting for the news to come out. So they'll try to figure out a way to position themselves, you know, in the market in a way that they can take advantage of it. So you should see that some of that coming in. Again, maybe not so much today, maybe more tomorrow or even on Wednesday, man bear bull, but I don't know. And then Wednesday, you'll see a lot of guys try to, you know, front run it. And you'll see even more, there's a lot of people that try to play the news by putting a buy stop and a sell stop. There's a lot of guys that trade it that way. I can't see doing that, but there's a lot of people that do, and that way they can try to catch it. Either way, it's super risky, but guys do it. I think some of your you know, like OG traders, some of the guys that have been around for a long time, they do more things like that. Like, I know that's something that Raja does very frequently. He will run a buy stop and a sell stop prior to news, wait for the news to hit, and hope to, you know, catch the pump or the dump. Yep, morons like me. I'm still learning patience, and apparently it's not going to. Oh, Paul. You're alright. Shabank's Casino. A90S, yeah. I learned a lot from Raja as far as like ranges and stuff like that. I still did learn a lot from him. I took his course. As well. So I did learn things from him. It's just I don't trade, you know, like he does either. But I use some of the things that he taught for sure. I always kind of look at it that way, you know, you kind of implement in some of them because he's just a breakout trader, right? So, and I don't trade breakouts per se. Everybody always asks that because I trade areas sometimes that breakouts occur, right? But that's because I'm looking for stop losses there. So it will be that sometimes they're the same areas. And that's when I was first teaching the TRC, you know, the reality check. That's what I had issues with some people understanding, because people were like, well, you're just trading the breakouts, right? No, because I don't trade every breakout. So that's the difference. I only trade areas where the stop hunts are going to occur. And that puts me trading with the breakout traders under some circumstances, but not every time there's a breakout. And that's what separates me from them, right? But do I sometimes trade where they're trading? Well, yeah, because they're trading the breakout. And if you're going to hit the stop losses, let's say at the top, you know, you're coming up and let's just say, for instance, and again, obviously we haven't played this, but just say all your stop losses are sitting up here. We're running this way, right? Then I'm going to trade this same trade that they're going to trade the breakouts here. But, you know, Raj is trading every breakout, and I don't trade every breakout any means. So it's like, well, similar to what I was drawing up this morning. I mean, are there stop losses here? Yes, absolutely. So can you get involved in trading these stop losses? Yes, absolutely. And a breakout trader would also be trading the break of these lows here. So it's a similar thing, but what you'll see if you watch me trade in comparison is normally I'm trading into the area. A lot of times I'm trading into it. So I'll be short down into this area and they're trading short here. So I'll already have taken TP1 before they're actually entering. So about where they enter is a lot of times where I'm first take profit. Not always, but a lot of times that's what I've noticed. They actually enter where I'm pulling my stop and dragging my stop at a profit. Hopefully that makes sense, A90S. I don't know how much you watch all those guys, but that's normally about where I'm at with it if you watch them. I haven't watched any of them in a long time. I know I haven't seen a Raja stream in forever. I know he's still streaming because Manpoor told me he was streaming here a week or so ago, so. Reality stop hunt strategy. Yep, that's the one. You stopped watching them, A90S? Yeah, the biggest, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I watched them way back when. Like I said, I took Raja's course and would watch some of the live streams from Raja, Wix, and Dawn. But, and not so much Raja, like I said, I haven't seen a bunch of his live streams. I took the course. That's, you know, I watched some live streams, but he's on at a different time than me is the problem. He trades like London, I think, and I don't trade London, so I've never really caught a lot of his live streams, but I used to watch Dawn a lot way back when. And the problem with those guys is their stop losses are just, you can't trade. And I mean, it depends on what kind of trading you do, right? But if you're working on funded accounts like I am, there's no way to trade. I mean, again, everybody trades their style. What works for them, but you can't trade the stop losses on a funded account like they do. Yes, their stop losses are a joke. I didn't want to say that, but yeah. I think we all started out the same, watching all the support, resistance, supply, and demand types, and then developed on from there. Yeah, Paul, that's true. But yeah, their stop losses. And remember, it was Paul. Well, you know when I watched them guys, Paul, because it was Valdez that first talked about them. So I mean, it's been a long time ago. But I used to watch them guys. Yeah, I used to watch them guys back then. And the problem is, just like A90S said, I mean, again, I don't want to. I'm not gonna. I would never. I'm not gonna say that somebody's style is not right. It works for them, but for me, I can't have 100 tick, 200 tick stop loss with a 10 tick take profit. I mean,
yeah.
The problem with that is,
Yeah.
No matter how many trades you win, that one loss is, the end of days. It blows your account. You're all done, and that just, like Max says, I grew up watching ICT and SMC. Yeah, there you go. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's ICT and SMC traders that are profitable. If it works for you and it resonates with you and you can figure it out, Max, by all means. It's just not the way I prefer to trade. The thing that I don't get with ICT and SMC, and this is where everybody's going to get all upset and get their panties in a wrinkle, is it's no different than anything else. And people like to say that it is, but it's not. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that you can control is your loss. So the only thing that matters is where you place your stop loss. And what I want you to do is, if you're an ICT, SMC trader, look at where your stop loss is. I don't care about anything else. I could care less about where you entered at or how many, breaks of structure there was, or how many this or how many that. I don't care. I'm asking you to look where your stop loss is, and then go to a support resistance trader and look where their stop loss is. Go to a supply demand trader and look where their stop loss is. All these, whatever trading style you can think of. Go and mark it all up on a chart and see where their stop losses are. That will let you understand where you are in the market. And that's what people can't wrap their head around. So, learning how stop losses work with funded accounts was the biggest change. So I had to relearn big change. Yep, Paul, absolutely. Wish there was funded accounts for crypto. Well, crypto's on all the funded accounts, but most your accounts that you go with Forex, most of your Forex companies, and I'm no longer going to stand behind one of the companies that I'm not standing behind. I am not representing any Forex companies, prop firms, none. So I'm not going to say any one that's any different than any of the rest, because I believe that they will all shut down. But with that being said, Max, if you're just looking for a way to trade crypto, then most Forex companies, most of them are going to have crypto of some kind on them that you can trade. Futures, you can trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not proficient in understanding it a lot. When I first went to futures, I looked at Bitcoin, and it's very odd the way it is. So I do your own due diligence on it and make sure that it works the way you prefer it to. It did not work the way I preferred it to. Like I said, it's been a long time, so I don't remember exactly, but there is a reason that I don't trade Bitcoin on the futures accounts. A90S says another Forex prop firm just went a few hours ago. Yep, was a big one as well. Yeah, that's the problem. None of them are going to stay in business because there's no regulation to what they have. Their spreads are not regulated. Nothing's regulated. It's just like crypto. It's the wild, wild west, guys. None of them are going to stay up. I truly believe that all Forex prop firms will be gone within, I hate to venture to say within the year, but I bet they probably are. They're not going to stay. So anybody that's trading with any of them, just be aware. I mean, it's just like everything else. That's why I left the crypto space in the first place, for these exact reasons. I would never go to Forex. So I'm not representing any Forex, not going to back any Forex. I don't want anything to do with it. And those guys that trade Forex, great, nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to say, you know what I mean? I'm not going to talk one way or another. If you like Forex, go ahead. I will not be doing Forex and will not be supporting any Forex prop firms at all. Don't want people to lose money. That's, like I said, that's the whole reason I got out of crypto. Same exact things. Hey, Braden. Just saw you showed up. Yeah, I know. I hate that too, man, poor. I hate that too. A90S says, I think some of the big Forex prop firms will switch to future props. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think they'll like it. I don't think the Forex prop firms will want to switch to futures. Number one, the space is already, you know, pretty much being, you know, dominated with the companies that are here, first off. But number two, they can't manipulate your trades anymore. I don't want to say a lot. I don't want to feel like I'm I don't want everybody to feel like I'm trashing on Forex prop firms, but it's just like crypto, right? And I mean, I'll just put it in perspective real quick. The exchange, the broker, you know, we're going to use these words the same. The broker on a Forex prop firm determines what price you're buying your asset at and what your spread is. Them, no one else, them. So they can sell you the asset at any price, at any amount of spread, just because they feel like it. Crypto exchanges are exactly the same. They can sell you their asset at any price, any spread, just because they feel like it. And that is the issue. So there's, you know, people out there that have, you know, declared this is a scam. I mean, it's a scam. All joking aside, you can't. It'd be like if I told you, okay, well, you can buy an asset from me, but I'm going to sell it at this price to you and this amount of spread, no matter what the market value is or whatever the case may be. That's where the problem comes in at. Futures are not that way. Futures, every single price is the same because they're all on CME data. So everybody has the exact same data. So the price is the same across the board. And the biggest problem, even more so, when you're talking about like crypto exchanges, again, I've never dealt with a Forex broker, so I can't talk on that. But with crypto exchanges, your liquidation price is the market price. So they call it the mark price. So what that is whatever exchange they can consider fair market value. So essentially, like you're trading on Bybit and the market price is pulled from Binance. So the actual price that you get liquidated at is figured on Binance. However, Bybit never offered you that price. So the fair market value that you get liquidated at, you were never offered. I mean, I'm just telling you, if that's not a scam, I don't know what is, man. There's no way for you to win in that sort of situation. Because basically, and I'll go over a story of what happened to me. And I mean, you know, I've said this a couple times here on stream. I was on Bybit and I entered a short on a asset. I can't tell you what it was right off the top of my head, but I entered the very top to the cent top. I shorted it on Bybit and I got liquidated. Never went any higher and I was liquidated out of my short. Why? Because the price on Binance, the fair market value, was higher than that, which is your liquidation price. So I got liquidated even though the price never went up. I caught the absolute top while I was charting on Bybit. I was trading on Bybit, not on Binance. But it doesn't matter because the fair market value was figured on the Binance prices. So and these are the same things that they're doing within the Forex space and giving you big spreads and things of this nature in order for it to basically work in their advantage. You really got to pay attention to this. And that's that again, the exchange is shutting down in crypto along with these things like that. And I mean, I was on with support on Bybit, and they had number one, their support's completely ridiculous, but on top of it, they had no idea. It's the mark price. That's just what you have to pay attention to, is the mark price. You just have to pay attention to it. That's absurd. There's absolutely no reason you should be liquidated out of a short position when the price never went a penny higher. Never went up at all. I caught the absolute top. But yet, it didn't matter. And their whole thing behind it, and I'll even give you a better one. They said, well, if you would have had cross margin instead of, not having cross margin, it wouldn't have liquidated you. Well, absolutely. But with that being said, what happens on the day that it does move a lot more to where it does liquidate you on cross? Now you're completely screwed and never even went higher. I was essentially done with it. I was done with it before that trade, not going to lie to you. And then Bybit went to KYC for US customers, which even was the end of the line. And I did move to MEXC for a little while, BingX a little while. BingX, I think, went to KYC too. MEXC, I don't know if they have. I pulled all my money out of all the exchanges and stopped trading crypto all the way around just because of these things. And I don't feel like Forex is that much different. So, just my opinion. Everybody do as they will. But if your broker or your exchange is determining whether you win or lose a trade due to their spread or their prices that aren't the same as everyone else's, in my opinion, that's a scam. So just what it is if you're trading. I'm not a fan personally of crypto. Yeah, A90S, me either. People always talk about use case, and it is what it is. Am I going to tell you that I'm never going to, get some crypto? I have a little bit of crypto here and there. Not a ton. I have a little bit here and there. Am I going to tell you that I'm never going to buy any crypto? No, I'll never say that. Do I think it has use case? Not really. Me in fundamentals. I could care less. I only traded crypto for the most part. Will I invest in some once prices get, low where I'm not going to call that out either, but once it gets down to an area where I believe that prices are pretty low and it's a good price to buy some stuff, I may buy some stuff, but I am no longer in the crypto trading game. And I've never traded Forex and I never will. So I don't feel like it's any different. It has no use case at all. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I can't say that live, A90S, but everybody, all the people who know me understand that I am not a believer in crypto. So, just me. Again, I'm not going to I'm not going to get into it any more than that. That's just what I need is more haters, but yeah, I'm not a believer in the fact that, Bitcoin's the future of all currency, so I will go that far, I guess. There's people that are, and that's fine. And with that, if prices go down, then prices should rise. What about drugs online? It's for the kids? What? Crypto or drugs online, man, Purple? Oh my jeez. Oh, I'm gonna get another email from YouTube. We've done it now. drugs? Who said drugs? Oh, jeez. No, don't ban anybody. What's wrong with you? So, there's that test. I don't know where Cypher A went, but hopefully he stayed in that short he was talking about. Came from crypto, still do some Bitcoin, but the whole ecosystem as whole is beyond unstable. Yep, there it is. That's what we were talking about since this morning. So you guys see that, right? Hopefully you saw that and it made sense to you. That's exactly the move that we spoke about. So whoever didn't see that, go back in the stream. That is the exact move. Everybody likes to talk about predictions. That's the exact move we were predicting since this morning. Was there a way to get in? No. So we couldn't trade it, but we knew it was there. Stocks, are you still here? This is what I talk about. Hopefully Stocks is still here. Guess not. Dang it, these guys always leave before these things ever happened. I always talk them through it and then they leave before they ever see anything. Pinging in the server. That was the exact move that we were, predicting as we... Oh, he's here now. Okay, there's the move, Stocks. Okay, I pinged you in the server. I'm sorry. See what we were talking about? That's the exact move we were talking about this morning when you were asking me, are we going to go to the weekly high? Or the daily open. You said daily open. Same thing, right? Up to the weekly open, sorry. It's exactly what we talked about. What's going to happen? It's going to come down. It's going to test that. And when Cypher A was talking about it, and I don't know where he went, but when Cypher A was talking about it, I said short, take profit at the, the tap to the lows, and then pull your stop loss, and when it goes and it grabs them stops. And what happened? So there's the prediction, right? Could we trade it? Am I going to trade that prediction? No. I'm not going to trade that prediction, but it played out perfectly. I trade reactions, not predictions, right? So, but that was the perfect play. I'm doing something in my room. That's fine, Stocks. I was just hoping that you were here because me and you had this big conversation about where this was going to go and where I, the stop losses that I expected would be taken first. We expected that these stop losses, and you know where my box was and where my stop losses were. We expected that was going to happen. So if you go back and you looked at how this candle happened, it came down here, and as soon as it tested here, bang, it just fell through, pushed this big candle down. It's always going to happen. That's the stop hunt right there. That's exactly what's going to happen. The reason that I didn't like the long when you were speaking about it back up was because we hadn't grabbed these stops yet. So in my opinion, I expected that we were going to come down here and we were going to run these stops before anything else. So I was more in thoughts that we were going to push down. Now can we go up? Yeah. Looks a lot better now. So I'd like to see that happen first. And if I would have had an entry here, which there was no way to get involved, but But if I would have had an entry here, you know, I would have traded that short, just like I told you this morning. I was more apt to go short here, not long, because all our stops are below. Everything was built up because what happened? We came in and here's our level. So what happened here? Everybody just came in and went long. They expected that this was going to hold, you know? So all traders were long here. So what's going to happen next? Well, got to come down and grab all these stops. Do we continue to go down? Possibly. But the fact still remains, we had to grab them stops. It's just how it works, right? Good morning, Osip. Good morning, Sonia. Where was the news? There's no news today. All right. How do you differentiate stop loss hunt from breakout? Because I just was talking about that. That's where people get confused, because below the previous one, because not every breakout's a stop loss hunt, right? The reason being because not every breakout is where orders have gathered in order to have stop losses. Why were there stop losses here? And if you go back earlier in the stream, you'll see I spoke about it, and the reason is you've got this area right here, right? So price came down from here, and everybody's always trying to catch the falling knife. So as you make this high, come up, come back down, you're making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and then you get down to here, everybody's trying to catch this fallen knife. So this is the end of what they see as a pattern. So what did everybody do? Everybody went long right here. So essentially, and it's probably still drawn up on my chart. Hold on. See if I can back it up enough to show it. I don't know if it's still there or not, but we'll try. If not, it was back on the stream if you want to see where it was at. But I had it all drawn up here. I don't know. I never know if I can go back far enough or not. Right there. Okay. So here's where we were trading when I drew this up. We were trading up here. And everybody was talking about going long in order to go back to daily open. And what happened is your shorts come in. Right here, the price is going down. Everybody's trying to catch the falling knife, so they all entered here on this gray box. That's where everybody entered. So they're all long. Most traders are long here. So where their stop loss is right here, where we've got this, stop loss line. So I expected this way up here. We expected that this was going to come down and trade into this. It was earlier in the stream. Yeah, just go back and watch it. It was early on, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock today. An hour or so ago, hour and a half. But yeah, that's where we expect the stop losses to be, and of course they pop through it, hit those stops. I mean, that's just is what it is. And that's the difference in a breakout. The problem with breakouts is people trade breakouts just to be breakouts, right? So every trade's essentially a breakout. So just for instance, this level right here, which was actually just, Friday's low. I'll just say, because you got structure here, lots of people would have said this was breakout. So what do you got here? And I mean, even if you wait for your retest, lots of people would have said this was breakout. So what do you got here? And I mean, even if you wait for your retest, lots of people would have said this was breakout. So what do you got here? And I mean, even if you wait for your retest, lots of people would have said this was breakout. So what do you got here? And I mean, even if you wait for your retest, All right. So right here, traders went long for this breakout. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? They went long. So what happened? They trapped them. Next candle comes in and your breakout traders that wait for confirmation close above. So now you have a close above, came back down for a retest. They went long, trapped in this candle. Did they take stops here? Possibly, possibly not. For all those that did have a type stop, took stops here, they went long again, and that's why we've got this top wick on this one to get trapped again. They all get stopped out, but all these guys are still long from down here with all their stops. That's the difference between breakouts and actual stops, because everybody is long here. Everybody. So there's stop losses here. This is where everybody's trading at. If you go to a chart, and I don't know how many different strategies that you know, but go in and look at every strategy that you know, whether you know support resistance, great, where would your stop be and where would you enter? Supply demand, great, where would your stop be, where would you enter? SMC, so go to your order blocks. Where would your stop be? Where would you enter? ICT is going to be essentially the same thing. People like to differentiate it, but where would your stop be? Where would you enter? And figure out where all those stops are in the same area. That's where the stop hunts are going to occur. Does that make sense? And I explained some of that in the reality stop hunt strategy. If you go to the YouTube page, it's basically the TRC, the reality check. Watch that one. Okay. Yeah, not everybody understands that one. That's kind of why I came up with the and I've had a couple of those. I actually have another one that I do on NQ that I did earlier than that. So I've got a couple of videos on my stop loss, my stop hunt strategy, but nobody's really made a lot of sense out of them. It's not exactly easy to wrap your head around. What is time frame? Next candle should be. Normally I use the hour or half an hour. Over my head, yeah. Man, for it's most people. That's why I came up with the new, reality hack. Much easier for people to understand. And I got to tell you, there's no difference. Essentially in it, if we go to this 5 minute, and this is what we were just talking about earlier when Paul was talking about it, this trade right here, okay, it's not much different than, your half an hour. If you go right here, this is the 830 candle. Okay. So this 830 candle made a wick up and then flipped. And if you look at the hour candle, 8 o'clock right here, man, I hope you guys can understand what this means. Here's the hour candle. So this was the bottom wick on your hour candle because this was 8 o'clock, right? So don't worry about any of the rest of the candles, just this one, because this was your move up, okay? So here's the bottom wick. Very insufficient bottom wick on the 8 o'clock candle, all right? So when we were looking at this candle, we expected that there was going to be a wick down on the hour candle. So when it came up here and you pulled your volume profile, it would have been a trade setup from here. Now, your 830 candle opens here. So now your 30-minute candle has no bottom wick. Opens here, pushes up, no bottom wick, right? So this is your move down. You're expecting a bottom wick on this hour candle still yet. So this actual trade was better than the wick up and flip trade that normally presents itself. So the volume profile, the reality hack, actually worked as a better trade entry for the exact same setups that we always trade. And again, you see it came down, put your bottom wicks, everything else with the 9 o'clock candle, right? You got your bottom wicks, everything was filled. So that's great. But the reality hack actually was a better entry than the flip we took here. I traded this candle. Okay. So looking for a bottom wick on this, which just got tested. So what did we do? We got to push up. We flipped. We entered on the flip and took profit at the recovery of the POC, essentially, and hoped for a push down, which it didn't give. But you got to understand, the entry was here, right? So our entry on this trade was actually here rather than being up here from the reality hack. So in this actual instance, the reality hack was a better entry and would have paid better dividends by far than, you know, my regular strategy was. So there'll be times that it'll probably be that way. I liked that they added up. The thing that bothers me is that I cannot know if that is breakout before candles closed. If what's breakout? What do you mean? For instance, this current candle. Okay, so what you're saying is, yeah, but I don't trade breakouts. So for me, I would have traded this candle. There was no entry for me here, but under normal circumstances, what would happen is I would have took something like this. And again, there was no entry here. I just, I was just predicting that it was going to go down here and take these stops. We talked about this earlier on the stream too. If you go back and see on the stream, I talk a lot about predictions, and I always say that I don't trade predictions. I only trade reactions, and a lot of people take that wrong as to what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is the fact that I predicted that this was going to come down here and take these stops. However, I can't just short because of that. So I can only short a reaction. So for me, what I would have liked to seen is a closure candle here with a bottom wick on it. And then I would have took a top wick and flip, take profit, recovery of this wick or the wick on this candle, depending on where it was, this current candle. And then I would have liked to seen the lows broke. Then I would have already been TP1, stopping profit and dragging the stop loss into profit when the stops were hit. That's the way I prefer to trade this. That makes sense. Close your long on AMC. Sunny, good job, good job. Of course, you can't short on capital. Okay, so that, all right, Sonia. Yeah, so that's essentially how I trade it. But these are always the reasons. Everybody says, oh, well, you can predict the market. Yes, I'm not saying you can't. I'm not arguing the fact that you can't predict the market. I'm not arguing that. I predict it as well, but I don't trade predictions. The key word is trade. I only trade reactions. So everybody takes me wrong when I say I don't trade predictions. I only trade reactions. It doesn't mean you can't predict it. I'm not saying that. And there's so many people that give me crap about that. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I can't trade a prediction. I can predict it all day. But at the end of the day, I can't just enter a trade because I believe that we're going to go take these stops. So why I didn't trade this morning? Did I know we were going to come down here and take these stops? I predicted we were going to. The prediction's not enough for, verification that I'm going to trade it. I need a reaction. So I need something to happen. I need a setup, I need an entry. But I can trade that reaction. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody when I say things like that. But every prediction is not a trade, Paul says. How the heck does this still have to be explained to people? Yeah, I know, Paul. I explained the same thing a lot, and sadly, not only do I explain the same thing a lot, you know, because we have, you know, people asking the same questions, but also we get new people. So, and that's something too. Am I trading reality hack or stop hunts today? Both. That sounds crazy, but both. That's what I was trying to show just a minute ago. The reality hack actually would have been a better entry than the flip of the candle that I entered this morning. The trade that I took this morning. Just like every bias I have is in a trade, unfortunately. Yeah. That looks weird. But every trade is a prediction. Every trade is a prediction. It's supposed to only be Manpower that every trade is a setup and an entry. And then you predict what you're going to lose on it. That's about it. You say, okay, here's where my stop loss is going to be. That's my prediction, is that I'm only going to lose X amount. So. Also, you said your wife was trading reality hack on 1 minute NQ, right? Do you know how successful she was? She did well on when she was doing that. I'm not 100% sure. I know she's doing some trading today, but I don't know what she's trading currently. I don't know if she's trading Nasdaq or anything. She's not here. I think she went to make breakfast, but she was doing some trading because I heard some Ninja Trader order filled and things clicking over here, so I know she was doing something, but I can't tell you what. But yes, the day you're referring to, she was trading the reality hack on 1 minute NQ. Yeah. What's the next trade setup here? That was from Max, yeah. What I say. Well, with the reality hack, he has a 100% win streak. You know, I hear that from a few people. I don't. I'm not that confident in it. I mean, not saying that it doesn't work. I'm just saying that 100% win is, you know, over time it probably won't stay that way. I don't think it's really confident. That's great, Max. I just... The 100%, mine's very low at the moment. My fault, nothing having the correct levels. Yeah, that's the problem. Is the levels aren't the same on Top Step X, guys, so you do want to pay attention to what you're using as your platform and what the volume profile is showing, because Manpower is struggling with Top Step X not having the same volume profile as TradingView. It's just so... I'll take any trade blindly, only on crypto. Yeah, and that's the thing. You'll probably be more successful with the reality hack if you just take it blindly. I can't do that. It's very mechanical, and I am not a mechanical trader. What's the next move? not predict downward continuation on gold. I mean, there's no reason not to. Unfortunately, right, we're right into this consolidation area, so this is essentially what you're looking at now for where we are. Here, we'll just go ahead and extend this right. What am I looking for here? Okay. Alright, so that's the mess you're in. So if we actually close in here, which we may not, you see we only got a minute to close. That's a half an hour? Yeah, you only got a minute to close for the half an hour candle. So you may close outside of it. If you close outside of it, then you'll probably come up and, you know, test this level a little bit more to see where, you know, your resistance is. If you close inside of it, you'll probably do some more banging around. That's probably, I don't want to say it's the move for the day, but it's probably the move for the day. This was an ugly, ugly area. I would not suggest to trade in here. That's just me. Previously, we banged around a lot there. I think we come down to 23, 25 spot and then bounce back up, which is about 20. Could very well be. So if you could be exactly right. As of right now, for me, we've already took the stops out. So what I'm looking for now is, you know, we think the bounce will be. Asif said 23.25 on spot is where he thinks the bounce will be to 23.31. Oh, 23.31 is futures, sorry, which is about 23.31 on futures. So, my bad, I read that wrong. Not financial advice, he says. Too much indecision in that zone. Even I can see that one will be avoided this for a while. Yeah, I would avoid this as well. And I got to tell you, my reasoning is because I trade stop losses, right? Just like, did I just move that? The world? I did. Just like, you know, I was just talking about to Sonia. Basically, what I'm looking for now is these stops are grabbed. We have no stops to take out now. So what do I want? I want sideways action. You know, we're getting late in the day for gold already, but I want sideways action, right? Because what happens as this continues to trade, you know, let's just say we trade in this area here. So I'd like to stay out of this, but you're going to see action like this. And this is the trading that you'll see going on if it stays and consolidates in here, right? And I mean, you'll probably see some tests up here. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you might even see some tests up to this area, and you know, it could be a little bigger range than this. We were just going by how ugly the range was last time, so maybe it looks a little something like this, you know, and you'll see it just banging around. This is how guys get chopped up. You'll see, you know, stops getting taken in some of these areas back and forth, but nothing too much to speak of. And what you'll start seeing then is an actual range will form. So if it trades this way, you'll get an actual range that forms, you know, here. Go green with that. So your stop losses will be sitting in these areas and possibly here because this is your level, right? And we'll go red with that. So essentially this will be your areas. Your shorts will be trying to get in somewhere along this area, and longs getting in somewhere along this area if these, you know, if this area here holds, right? Which more than likely it'll be something like that, and it'll run sideways, and then essentially your stops are going to be above and below that. So you'll know where you can get involved again. But we need some time because the stops were already taken. So, I mean, for me, I need some time with the way I trade. Now, if you've got a way to trade that that you've got a setup or a, you know, entry here, then by all means. I don't like no top wick on this candle. The hour have a top wick? No, the hour doesn't either. For me, you know, I expect at some point in time they put a top wick on that candle, but again, who knows? So if we continue to move down, that won't be the case. And we've got a nice wick to fill right here. If we get down into this area, then, you know, you might be able to take advantage of that. This is a nice clean range to trade. This right here is choppy. If we start making some closures below here and can get below this choppiness, you know, that's your next spot there. Then you can start thinking about filling that wick there. So I'm coming down and grabbing that, but I doubt that happens today. Now we might see that with news or something, but I doubt we see it today. Could be wrong, you know. Like I said, the only move I was expecting was these stops to get hit here, and that essentially has already happened. So for me, I probably won't take much more gold, but with that being said, you can easily take advantage of some of the reality hack moves as it comes up. You know, here's our low. That's a long ways off, so your stop loss will be much more than your take profit. Your next high is going to be here. So that's not a valid trade for a long. Your short would have been, let's just see if that short did play right here. Oops, did I not grab it? And not really, you know, that already played out. So currently there's no actual setups there either. You could take this one, ran back up, I guess, if you want to take a close1. So you go from here to here, as that is the high, right? Yeah. For that little retrace, it's kind of, there's nothing you can trade there. So until it ranges a little bit, you can't really pull anything to make a trade out of this either. I would just wait currently. You could possibly trade that back up. Let's see what that would look like. Again, I don't know that it'll give you a setup, but, or I mean, it did give you the setup, I guess. No, stop loss is too big. Take profit's too small, so that's not a setup either, but you may get some kind of entry here after a bit if it runs a little bit, running the reality hack and try to get back involved and then run it for wherever it runs here, but for me, I am probably done with gold for the day. What do we got? Oh, Max left. Sorry, I always miss him. I'm always looking at my other screen. Throwing stuff up for everybody. 3 days of news coming up. Going to be fun. Yes, it is. Thoughts on NQ. Seems just to be very choppy. Let's see. Haven't even really looked at the NQ chart because, I mean, I have, but not really. Gold's been actually moving some. These are my levels. You essentially got another fake out just like this one. Above this level, if you want to call it that, right? It enticed everybody to go long, especially after this big wick. So everybody went long here, expecting it to go up because there was so much rejection at this level. And then they got killed. So there's the levels that I expected NQ to trade in today. So my highs there. So these are the orange lines for all you that pay attention. The orange lines are just Friday's high and low. So we're trading outside of Friday's range currently. These are the areas that I expect to see reactions at. And then high a day, low a day if we make it there. Same thing with this. You can run down, try to get some potential entries. High to low there. Move back up. See if there's anything. Yeah. You could have essentially, but stop loss is too big for your take profit, so you can't do anything with it. It's going to break the high, so you can wait for a high to be put in. It's not really going to give you nothing unless we get a bit of a move up, so we're kind of in the same thing. Moves have kind of happened now, and it's just kind of I do everything on ETH. Awesome. Hopefully that makes sense though, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Anything? Like I said, we're about to 11:40. I'll probably close shop here pretty quickly. There's not a lot going on. Move already happened. You guys know how to do the reality hack. Most of you should, so should be able to trade throughout the rest of the day. I don't think there'll be a lot of movement. Not news, or we don't have a whole lot going on. Like I said earlier, I'm probably going to shut down, you know, around noonish from now on, if we don't have anything going on.
Yeah, we've been discussing that now for a while, reality. I think the price action reflects exactly what you're saying. Unless it's actually a news day and there's a lot of stuff moving. Unless you're willing to kind of get chopped up in the 1 minute like me, it's best to call it quits.
Yep, exactly. Asif says, do you think that's our main move for the day then? I think so, yeah. I mean, can there be some more moves? Yeah, but I think it happened. And I mean, this is what we've noticed, like Paul just said, for weeks now. You know, we just sit here for hours looking at charts after the moves happen. We call the move early on in the day. I do it up on TA or whatever. You know, whether I do it on silent TA in the morning or we speak about it just as NY opens. Every day we're predicting the move, and then once the move happens, I'm telling you, after that we just sit here for hours, nothing happens because there's no news, there's no nothing to push any more volume. It's already happened, so we've just been sitting here for hours for nothing. A90S, yeah, see you later, man. See you later. So we're talking about just shutting it down rather than running 6-8 hour streams every day with really nothing going on. I mean, I hate to waste you guys' time just the same, but if there's news or prices moving, then I will, you know, keep shop open. We'll keep on running. But for these days that we really don't have anything going on, I'm going to shut down and, you know, save our time for when we don't. I get completely exhausted, not going to lie to anybody. Man, poor knows little this. He's not here currently. It don't look like either, but I get drained on these live streams. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. It takes a lot of effort. People don't actually appreciate how much effort it takes to actually keep talking for 6 hours. Realistically,
exactly.
You know, it's one thing to consume listening to somebody, but it's a completely and utterly different story to be the person talking for 6 solid hours. So thank you for the effort, my man. Trust me, it's very much appreciated from my end anyway. And I could probably speak for Manpower and a lot of other of the regulars. So thank you.
Yep. Oh, I'm just not moving much. Get you too, I'll be honest with you.
No.
So,
it gets boring. Can you imagine how hard it is for me?
yeah. But yeah, A90S, yeah. I enjoy being here, and I enjoy doing all this. Don't get me wrong. It's just if there's nothing going on, I feel like it's just kind of a waste for everybody involved, you know. So, but if nobody has any questions or nothing else, I think I'll go ahead and shut her down for today, and I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning.
That's brilliant, Reality. Thank you so much yet again. Another informative stream.
Beautiful. Hopefully everybody has it.
Excellent.
Hopefully everybody can trade throughout the day. Like I said, if there's any opportunities, you probably aren't going to see much, I'll be honest with you. Tomorrow, I think we have some news, though, so it's going to be much better. I think it's tomorrow. I know Wednesday we do. I don't know about tomorrow. We'll see. I always wait for the news bot to drop it, so we'll see. But that will work. All right, see you all tomorrow. Asif, yeah, see you tomorrow. Sonia, Paul, Manpour, I know you're not here, but I will see you tomorrow. A90S, Stocks, Man Bear Bull. I'm sure that echoes out there. I hadn't seen him this morning, but maybe. A90S, Rat Killer, Sonny, if you're still here. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Have a great afternoon, guys.
Look.